Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are here on one huge night. You could even call this a pay-per-view in itself from how big these matches are on tonight's show. Tonight, 2 title matches, including a rematch that we have been waiting for a long time, and one that we are guaranteed to get with no bullshit, no interference, no interruptions. It is a pure match in tonight's main event between those 2 men that you see there. The challenger CM Punk, the champion Bobby Fish. Fish won that title back at the Royal Rumble through the assistance of Brock Lesnar. Punk didn't even get to throw a punch at the now 3-time WWE Champion. But in tonight's main event, when it's all on the line, when revenge is the game on everyone's lips, when it is when it is the only thing they can taste, they will go head to head. They will fire every shot they can at one another, but only one walks out of here as WWE Champion. Will it be CM Punk or will it be Bobby Fish? That is what we come to find out in the main event tonight. But as for now, we're going to kick things off by hearing from the 2-time King of the Ring winner, Kenny Omega. He did it. 2 on the bounce, back-to-back wins. He accomplished it at King of the Ring by overcoming another Smackdown member in Kota Ibushi in the finals. As great as a tournament as it was, and as great as a night as it was, Omega still has more. And Omega still wants to speak about the night. So Omega, the floor is yours. And here he is. It was a war for him, to be fair, at King of the Ring, but it was a war that he overcame. Kenny Omega, 2-time King of the Ring winner, unprecedented. This is a man who on that night made history for himself. I said if he could prove it on the night, then he deserved to show that he was capable of being a world champion in this universe. And lo and behold, he went all the way. He won in the finals. He overcame every obstacle in front of him. He is King of the Ring, and Omega celebrates it right away. I told you so, I told you so, and I told you so. Never tell Kenny Omega he can't do something, because Omega will make it his goal to overcome it. Everyone doubted him, well, they can all suck it, because Kenny Omega's a 2-time King of the Ring winner. As for you, Kota Ibushi, you can sit in your little hole with your 2nd place prize, because no one cares about the loser. Everyone wants the winner. Everyone wants to see Kenny Omega. No one cares for Kota Ibushi, rubbing salt into the wound. What is next for Kenny Omega? It is simple. There is no doubt in his mind. Fish, Punk, whoever wins here tonight, give him a call when you want a real challenge. Give him a call when you want a true king to face you one-on-one, because he will give you what you want and more. Sure, Kenny Omega can give you whatever you want, but Kenny Omega will take one thing away from anyone who he faces, especially one of those 2 men. He'll take your heart, soul, drive, but to Fish and Punk, he'll take the WWE Championship and wish you goodbye and good night. Kenny Omega. Oh, he wants a shot. He wants the title. Kenny Omega wants the WWE Championship and will stop at nothing, it seems, to get his hands on it. Omega wants the winner of tonight's title matchup. And to be fair, after winning King of the Ring, can you argue against him having a shot? Omega's ready. It's just all about gifting him that prize. Well, Kenny Omega has got impatient, that's for certain. He wants that title around his waist and he wants it there right now. Kenny Omega wants his shot at the WWE Championship and he will stop at nothing in order to get it. Whether or not that'll happen though, we'll have to find out after tonight. Because one thing's for certain, that main event is going to be a killer either way. But before we get to the main event, we get to the first of 2 title matches here tonight. The Intercontinental Championship's up for grabs, and yes, there is the challenger, Ricochet, who will take on Finn Bálor for the Intercontinental Championship here tonight. Promises to be a very interesting way to kick things off on Smackdown Live. Ricochet certainly has proven himself over the last few weeks or so, while Kota Ibushi was growing in fame and what's the word I'm looking for? Popularity on SmackDown Live. Ricochet was trying to stay with him. Ricochet showed in that tag match that he is an incredible athlete with a standing 450 splash to pick up the win. And then this past King of the Ring, of course, he was in a triple threat match representing SmackDown Live, and he picked up the winning move, but did not pick up the win, as James Storm would steal it from him and take the 1-2-3 off Apollo Crews. But tonight, Finn Bálor wants to reward him for all the work he's done alongside Kota Ibushi. Tonight, we see Ricochet and Finn Bálor one-on-one for the Intercontinental title. Bálor is a champion, all about putting on those great matches, all about giving the fans what they want to see. And I gotta be honest, this is another great choice by Finn Bálor. Last week, it was Kenny Omega in the main event in a match that was absolutely outstanding between the two. Now it is Ricochet, and Finn Bálor looks prepared and ready to put that title on the line. There is the Intercontinental Champion. Can he make his third successful defense with that belt in his third week of this open challenge? I think he will. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people will expect. This is not going to be one of those matches where Finn Bálor will overcome her within a few minutes. I think Ricochet is going to be really tough. In some ways, both of these guys have a similar style to one another. Both very quick, very agile, able to slip out of any hold you can think about putting them in, and also know a lot of counters to everything in the book. They are great workers. The one thing that could give Ricochet an advantage over Finn Bálor is that he's younger. And he's got more drive within him. Finn Bálor's already a two-time World Heavyweight Champion, and now the Intercontinental Champion. Ricochet would love to win a singles title as prestigious as the Intercontinental Championship. The only title he's had around his waist was the Cruiserweight Championship when under the alias of Prince Puma. And now Ricochet looks to make a dream a reality here tonight on SmackDown Live, but can he make it happen? Can he guarantee himself the win that he wants? He's got to overcome Finn Bálor, who right now in this crowd certainly has them on his side. That's one thing you can take into account. When the arms go up, the crowd comes with them. Finn Bálor and Ricochet, though, going to be a battle of respect, a battle of virtues, but more importantly, a battle over the Intercontinental Championship. That is what it all means to these two men. Like I said, only one can get their hands on the prize. A big night of action on SmackDown Live. Kick things off with that Intercontinental title on the line. A polar opposite, the antithesis of what we'll see later on tonight in the WWE Championship matchup. Respect, honor, integrity, that's all out the window when it comes to the WWE Championship. Those two men hate each other, and that title is going to be the deciding factor between those two. These two men, though, respect, honor. They know what they're here to do, and they know that only one can win that belt. But which one will it be? Bálor composing himself, getting in the moment, preparing for this title defense. He may well be a two-time former World Heavyweight Champion. He may well be the current Intercontinental Champion. He may well be one of the biggest names on SmackDown Live, but that doesn't mean that Finn Bálor still doesn't have nerves going through him. If you don't have nerves going through you, are you really a champion? After all, everyone's got to have nerves. Everyone's got to have that butterfly feeling in their stomach. If you don't, if you say you don't, you're either lying or your heart's not in this thing. Finn Bálor will put that title on the line once again. Will he walk out with the belt once again? We'll find out. This one's going to be a good way to kick things off. It's going to be a great way to kick things off on SmackDown Live. The bell rings and here we go. Ricochet, Finn Bálor, one-on-one. Nice right to the arm there by Ricochet to get things underway here. Can he get something going on Bálor? Not going to happen. Bálor takes him down with a Fujiwara armbar now. And wrenches the arm back a little bit as well as we get things going here. Take a look at the speed in which Bálor operates to hit that Michinoku driver on the money. But Ricochet ain't going to let him stay in control of this matchup. Quick counter there to slip himself out of that one. And here he goes now. Big clothesline to bring the champ down, and now up on his shoulders. Oh God! Fireman's carry facebuster there. It's like an X Factor F5 there. Drop kick there though by Finn Bálor, just retorting to the basics a little bit right now, not looking to go anywhere. Overboard as, oh god! Ricochet just launched himself at Bálor there, not even too sure what he was attempting. Just flew himself right at him. Really didn't look like he got all of it as well, but enough to bring Bálor onto the apron and out to the outside. Sunset flip! Powerbomb onto the thin padding. That's going to hurt no matter who you are. Finn Bálor though, able to fight back right away, send him into the ring. Bálor, of course, wrestling with a neck that isn't 100%. Everyone knows it. It's not exactly a kept secret around here. But Ricochet right now is focusing on the jaw of Finn Bálor. Harnessing it there with hard uppercuts. Corkscrew, moonsault there to follow up. Looking to take the title away with that one. Not going to happen. Ricochet right now has had a better start than Finn Bálor, I would argue, but it takes Bálor a little bit of time to get going in these kind of matches. Imploder 450 by Ricochet. What a move. Into the cover to put Bálor away. But the champ's still kicking at it too. Forearm shots now just loading in there, but Bálor able to bring out a big enough counter to create an opportunity to work with. Brainbuster. And now Finn Bálor has Ricochet right where he wants him and has this match right where he wants it to go as well. He's in control here. Ricochet's in big trouble. Stun gunned on the rope there. Finn Bálor now going to hook in the arm of Ricochet here. I would argue that's not the best idea by Finn Bálor. Personally, I would go after the legs of Ricochet because of the speed that this man can possess. As he just showed there with his incredible speed, hit that forearm from out of the blue. In the turnbuckle now. Oh, the enziguri in the corner by Ricochet. He's going to look for it. We saw it last week. Here we go. Standing 450 splash. Could it guarantee him the Intercontinental title? 1, 2. No. Bálor kicks out. But Ricochet's not letting go of the opportunity. He's not letting go of the chance. Ricochet goes up to the top rope here and he's going to look for it. 630 splash. He pulled it off. I don't know how, but could it give him the Intercontinental title? Oh, he was close. He was close, but Bálor just got the shoulder up by the tiniest of margins to deny him it. And Ricochet has to continue honing in the shots, but look at that. By Bálor there, veteran-like instinct, create a tiny bit of separation for him to work with. And that tiny bit of room gave him a chance to get right back into this matchup. On the outside, these two men go. Didn't expect them to be taking this trip out here, but apparently this is what the Intercontinental Championship means. Having to risk it all, having to put it all on the line to have the right to be called champion. Oh, into the turnbuckle there. Face first goes Ricochet. Goes Finn Bálor even. Ricochet the one sending him into it and sending them back in the ring now. Ricochet has really tested Bálor thus far. Saito suplex now onto Bálor, hitting him on that neck. Look at the respect there by Ricochet. He allows Finn Bálor up to his feet. He's clutching himself into the turnbuckle there, but he's not going to give him the chance to fully recover. Drop kick into the back, and again he goes up high. Imploder 450 and a 630 already. Now, shooting star, but he missed it. Finn Bálor able to move out of the way and potentially create an opportunity for the champion to try and defend his title here. Nasty power bomb, and Bálor looks like he could be closing in. He calls to his crowd. He calls to all the members of Bálor Club, and here he goes now. Double forearm, sling blade. And we know what follows after this. Into the turnbuckle, no escape, nowhere to go. Ricochet's heart is really going to be tested here. Finn Bálor, shotgun drop kicked him into the turnbuckle. And now here it comes, the be-all end-all move to finish this off. Finn Bálor, coup de grace to Ricochet. He fought and he tried, but this could be it. No, Ricochet gets the shoulder up in time, and the matchup stays alive. And look at that by Ricochet now, able to kick himself up to his feet here, but Finn Bálor very quick in denying him a chance to get back in this one. Big shot in the face though, and here goes Ricochet though. Clotheslines in the turnbuckle, flying. Just flew his body at him essentially. Ducks under him there, and another flying clothesline. Kip up the follows it. Ricochet in business now. Is he on his path to the Intercontinental title though? Here comes the strength of this man. Northern Lights rolls through, follows it up, deadlift, brainbuster to Bálor, and hooks the leg after it. 1, 2, no. He was close, so close, but just not able to finish off. Just unable to find the mark, and Bálor able to find the tiniest window of opportunity, and he's back in it as well. These two men are going back and forth with one another now. That IC title meaning absolutely everything to both men. Bálor, he's reached that stage of the match where if he sees a chance, he's going to go for the cover. You see a gap, you've got to capitalize on it. All well and good to show respect, but when business comes to business, when it comes to crunching it down to become champion, you gotta put respect aside in order to win that title. Up on the shoulders here, fireman's carry Pele by Finn Bálor, and Ricochet. He couldn't find it within him to protect himself. He couldn't find it within him to block himself up there. Finn Bálor now is in the driver's seat. And Finn Bálor now looks to close this one out. That comeback was just that, but it couldn't give him the second wind he desired. Bloody hell, and the cover that follows. Look at that by Ricochet though. Kicked out at nothing. Finn Bálor may well have to kick into his mind that it may take more than just a chin lock before a coup de grace to finish this one, or was that just heart and instinct alone from Ricochet that let him kick out? Finn Bálor realizes that it was not. Brings him down here with a powerbomb. Doesn't bother following up with a cover. That powerbomb though drilled him into the mat, and now Bálor will look to try and finish this one off. Here it comes again. Coup de grace. And the cover that follows. 2, 3. That one was enough to do it. Finn Bálor retains the Intercontinental Championship, but Ricochet gave him stiff competition. The veteran-like actions of Bálor helped him there, but Ricochet proved that there is a strong future for him in the time to come. And there is your winner. Still the IC champion. What is next for Finn Bálor following up from this? Where does he go from here? What is next for the leader of Bálor Club and that Intercontinental title? Whatever it is, I'm more than happy to watch along. I'm more than happy to commentate over it, because if it means he's putting on matches like that, I'm always going to be entertained. Good win there for Bálor. One title match down, the other one to come later on tonight. We already seen the King of the Ring winner have his little speech about victory. Now we see the runner-up in action again. His 4th match in 2 days. Kota Ibushi goes one-on-one against Cesaro. Well, this is going to be a tough match for Cesaro, that's for certain, but it could also be one that he could use to his advantage to walk out of the winner as. Cesaro last week proved that his mean streak has rolled back into town with his victory over Jay Lethal. Even though it was a respectable match with a respectable victory for Cesaro, the way in which he closed it out was anything but. Closing this deal with stomps, repeated stomps no less, to Jay Lethal after the matchup to try and prove a point, to try and get attention. Well, they certainly managed to do all of that. Cesaro now, though, has to go one-on-one against the runner-up of this year's King of the Ring, Kota Ibushi. Kenny Omega, and I even said it at King of the Ring, history remembers the winner, but I think after King of the Ring, people will be remembering Kota Ibushi as well. He eliminated Cassius Ohno in the matchup of the quarterfinals. He eliminated one of the favorites in Lars Sullivan in the semi-finals. He made it all the way to the finals and was inches, a 1.5 second away from being King of the Ring. But Kenny Omega took that chance away from him. Kenny Omega became King of the Ring for the second time. Omega wants that title shot, of course, but we'll have to wait and see what happens about that. As for right now, though, it is Ibushi's time and Ibushi's stage to get his response out there. And Ibushi wants to let the ring be his canvas to speak on. And Kota Ibushi will compete here tonight. I know it's been 48 hours since King of the Ring, but he's still got to be hurt. Got to be bruised. Got to be hurt. Got to be broken in some way. Something has got to be damaged, or maybe even, you know, he may have I would imagine after all the beating he took, his back is going to be hurt in his legs, probably for all the kicks that he had to strike with. Kota Ibushi is not at 100% in this one, and that works against Kota Ibushi more than it even works for Cesaro. Because while it does help Cesaro greatly in this one, in Ibushi's case, it stops him from being able to put up as much of a fight as he'd like. Ibushi, we've always known him to be someone who won't go down without one hell of a fight. He proved it at King of the Ring. But if he's nowhere near 100%, then that hell of a fight that Ibushi wants to put on, that fighting spirit that he possesses and he shows as a virtue of his, may not be there tonight for this one. We'll have to find out, though. Cesaro and Ibushi stand across from one another, and we're ready to go here. What will Cesaro look to do right off the bat? He'll go for a German suplex, and Ibushi still showing his speed to land on his feet there. And here come Ibushi now with his strikes. God, what a flurry of strikes there to Cesaro to send him down. Ibushi. He's slow, though. If you notice, Ibushi's not following up on what he's just did right there. He was slow to act. He was slow to try and make a move in. He just wanted to create separation for a moment. He is definitely not 100%. And Cesaro, being a ring great that he is, he knows it. And he knows now what to work on. Neck, probably he did eat a lot of hard moves. His back, absolutely. And Cesaro will look to utilize all of them to his advantage right here. Great landing, though, by Ibushi. Pele kick. And then some. What a move there by Kota Ibushi. And how can he capitalize on Cesaro? Take a look at that. Spinning Falcon Arrow. Looks like they get a brainbuster element to it as well. Ibushi doing a good job right now of trying to hide away any lingering injuries from King of the Ring. On the apron now goes the Golden Star. Looks like he has something in mind here. Oh! Ibushi not afraid to get down and desperate when he calls for it. And he'll go up high here for the first time in this one. Moonsault, and he missed it. Down on the ribs. And that allows Cesaro back in this matchup. Single underhook suplex there. And now onwards goes Cesaro. Focusing on the back there of Ibushi. Can Ibushi bring out a counter to this right here? Yes, he can. Moves out of the way of the spinning European uppercut there from Cesaro, but can't capitalize. Cesaro wants to be in the driver's seat as much as possible right now, and Ibushi is in big trouble as a result of it. Take a look at that, though, by Ibushi. Speed and then some. Flips over into a sunset flip to put away Cesaro here. Cesaro rolls back. Cover on Ibushi now, who has to kick out early. Nice kick in the gut by Kota Ibushi there. And a hard forearm shot that follows. Suplex neck breaker there. Kota Ibushi is not afraid to bring out the big guns when he needs to, but it only gets a 1 count. Ibushi has to question how much power is he putting behind these moves as well now. Now that he's certainly demonstrated that he's not at 100% in the turnbuckle. Flying forearm. And down goes Cesaro. He'll go to the top rope again for the Phoenix Splash. He got him with it. Into the cover on Cesaro. Will it put him away? Is it victory for... No. But that had to take a lot out of Ibushi there to hit something like that. who go up to the top rope again. Kota Ibushi, 100% or not, is still bringing out all the big guns to this one. Oh, missed the drop kick though. And Cesaro makes him pay. The pop-up uppercut into the chest. And Ibushi is rattled. Ibushi's in a lot of pain, but he didn't stay down. He got up, he sat up to avoid Cesaro going for a cover. But can he get himself out of this one? This is going to hurt even more after King of the Ring. Sharpshooter applied to Ibushi. Can the Golden Star get away out of this one? Yes, he can, and surprisingly quick indeed. Ibushi there, able to come back with a big spinning heel kick. And take a look at this now. Here it comes by Ibushi. He's got Cesaro in place. The sit-out powerbomb by Ibushi. The move that eliminated so many at King of the Ring. Overcomes Cesaro tonight. Victory for Ibushi. This man is finally on his roll. Everyone needs to take note of what Kota Ibushi is doing around here. This is a guy who can no longer be put under the radar. What a bout that was for Ibushi to prove himself. Cesaro's attack last week on Jay Lethal, well, he may just have well paid for it because he didn't get what he wanted there. He didn't get a win over Ibushi. He didn't get to spoil the fun that the Golden Star is currently having. He didn't get to ruin the ride that Kota Ibushi is currently on. Ibushi your winner, Cesaro defeated. And salt could be rubbed further into the wound if Jay Lethal is victorious here tonight. Whether or not that'll happen, we'll see. That is later on. As for right now, we have a little bit of an interesting thing coming up in the women's division. A triple threat bout between Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, and Becky Lynch, with an added element of surprise added to it in regards to the Smackdown Live Women's Championship. We'll talk about that next. Yes, a little swing, a difference on this matchup compared to usual triple threat matches. You see, these three women have been picking up wins on SmackDown Live as of late and looking to become the #1 contender to Nikki Cross's SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Well, these three women have been entered in this little elimination triangle. This triple threat here tonight, the woman pinned will be eliminated from it. The two women that are left will face off in 2 weeks from now to determine the #1 contender to the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. So say, since she's here, let's just say Sasha Banks gets eliminated. She gets pinned here tonight. Then 2 weeks from now, it will be Nia Jax and Becky Lynch in that #1 contenders match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. So the person who picks up the pin goes through, and the person who isn't pinned also goes through. If you're pinned, however, you are eliminated. I wonder if we'll see any teamwork. I think we have actually seen this triple threat match as well previously in the past. Or maybe it had someone else in it who wasn't Sasha Banks. I can't remember 100%. Or maybe it was someone who wasn't Becky Lynch. I don't remember for 100%, but certainly this tactic has been followed through against Nia Jax before. And we'll look to see if maybe a 2-on-1 tactic can work in getting Jax out of here and making it Sasha Becky in 2 weeks' time. Whether or not, though, that'll happen, we will find out in the progression of this matchup. All three of these women share the same common goal. They want to be SmackDown Live Women's Champion. They want to be the one to fly that flag high in the women's division. However, of course, only one gets that right. Only one gets the shot at Nikki Cross, and only one will get the chance to overcome Nikki Cross. Which all depends on who that one is going to be. Will it be the boss Sasha Banks? Will it be Nia Jax, who destroyed her way through Naomi, I think it was 2 weeks ago now? Or will it be Becky Lynch, someone who has desired to get that title back around her waist now for almost a year? Can she be the one to win this triple threat, win the singles matchup, and finally beat Nikki Cross and take a title back with her? That is what we find out here tonight. Whether or not she will, of course, is all down to how she performs within this matchup. But Lynch looks as fired up and is ready to go as usual. Nia Jax was just standing in the ring, staring at her, giving her no respect whatsoever by the look upon her face. Sasha Banks, however, all business on the outside and all focusing on this matchup. Lynch looks ready for this bout here tonight, though. Can she overcome these two women? Can she get herself closer to that SmackDown Live Women's Championship? She would want that to happen more than anything else. And it all starts here tonight in this triple threat matchup. Banks in one corner, Jax in the other, Lynch in the other, and one free corner, which the referee decides not to stand in. Triple threat rules. Oh god. No DQ, no count out. And Nia Jax has gone after both women within a second of the bell ringing. Like, it's simple. If there is going to be a double team, best of luck, because Nia Jax is going to try and take the chances away from both women. From behind there, Sasha Banks floors Jax. For the first time now, she'll go down. And Becky Lynch decides that it is not about teamwork. It is every woman for herself in this matchup, as she targets Sasha Banks there and goes after Nia Jax as well, just after a drop kick, but Jax doesn't fall. She will fall to that though. Crucifix, and Becky Lynch getting struck from behind there by Sasha Banks, who gets a bit of revenge for being attacked first by Lynch. Neck breaker now, and Lynch decides to roll out of the ring, leaving the boss alone with Nia Jax. And she might regret that one. Look at that. Just pure speed. Well, not just pure power and force here by Nia Jax. Deadlift powerbomb now to Sasha Banks. But from behind, Becky Lynch going to demonstrate her own fighting values there. Pump handle slam. And Nia Jax goes down. Lynch and Banks up on their feet now, and look at this. These strikes raining in here from Sasha Banks on Becky Lynch. Dropkick sends her down. Dropkick to the back, and Nia Jax sends her down as well. Sasha Banks heading into this now, possessing a whole load of fire, but oh, there's the woman who possesses straight fire. Becky Lynch counters that there and leaves her alone in the ring with Nia Jax. Got to think how tough it's going to be to try and make Nia Jax submit to the disarmer or the Banks statement. This may be one of those matters of having to wear down Jax and just having to pin her off of fatigue more than anything, as opposed to getting a submission victory. Sasha Banks now flies to the outside, sent on splash on Nia Jax. However, of course, even if they do want to pin Jax, maybe it's more about less about you know, who they face in the finals. Just getting there might matter more to the other two women, so they may try and eliminate one another as well, as opposed to just focusing solely on Nia Jax. We've certainly seen that during this matchup, and there's Nia Jax now going at Sasha Banks with that bulldog. She tries to recover on the outside here. Jax is looking especially dominant now. Sasha Banks flung to the outside there with one simple punch, and the strikes now rain in. The kicks just raining in on Becky Lynch repeatedly there. She runs outside to create some slight separation. Didn't help her cause though. She sent over the top rope, but a forearm shot in the face there gives Lynch some room to work with. Lynch looking for a Bexploder maybe. Nia Jax though denies it and went for a big lariat. Countered. Front face lock here by Sasha Banks now, and the double teams do come into play. Banks and Lynch working together there on Nia Jax, who rolls to the outside. That alliance, temporary as you like. There's a Bexplex. Into the, up and over the top rope rather, should I say. Goes Sasha Banks there. Nia Jax wanted to get involved again with Becky Lynch here. These two women are locking horns. What a Bexplex. Whoa! Big counter though by Nia Jax. And Sasha Banks unable to counter, unable to recover on the outside. There's a big leg drop by Nia Jax. Oh god, that could end it. Or that could have ended it rather, if Sasha Banks didn't get in the ring there and make the save on Becky Lynch. And Banks again just trying to resort to using strikes here against Nia Jax more than anything. Look at the speed there of Sasha Banks to hit that. That was incredible by Sasha Banks. Take whatever she did, that tilt-a-whirl arm drag. And now a Luthez Press takedown there on Becky Lynch, who rolls outside of the ring. Banks is alone with Jax right now, but Jax may well be worn out from the back and forth with Lynch. There's Bankrupt. The Bankrupt neck breaker, the cover that follows on Jax. Can she put her out of this tournament? No. As much as key as it is to eliminate someone else, momentum is also key in this one. Momentum is also something that means a lot to these women, which is why they'll be hunting for the victory over the other. Great arm drag there by Becky Lynch. She goes for the cover now on Nia Jax. Sasha Banks can't get up to her feet. Jax, though, ain't going to be eliminated by an arm drag. Becky Lynch, though, is feeling it, and here comes a big Bexplex. Up and over the head goes Nia Jax. Sasha Banks getting kicked in the gut there. Oh, God, and it may well not be Banks who we see in next week's matchup, because there's the disarmer. There's the disarmer on Sasha Banks. Can she get herself out of it? Can Sasha Banks escape this one? She can, and rather quickly as well. The experience these two women have had, the matches they've had with each other in the past in this universe, proving why that was so difficult to put that one away. Becky Lynch trying to crawl to her feet. Meanwhile, here's the Banks statement. The Banks statement applied. Sasha Banks trying to get Jax out of this one. Trying to make it Sasha and Becky next week. But Becky denies it. And all down face first goes Sasha Banks for a trouble. Banks rolled there to create some separation. Cover on Jax now. And this is where the stupidity starts to fall into notice. Wanting to get the pin more than what they want to eliminate Nia Jax. Becky Lynch making her pay here. Raining down some shots. No, not anymore on Sasha Banks, who pulls out the counter to that one. Brings a stop to it and a dropkick to bring Lynch down. Nia Jax was just laying there, not moving, and may well have been playing possum as well as those two women fought it out. Russian leg sweep now. And a cover that follows it. Sasha Banks' legs in the ropes. Oh, but I don't think she's going to be getting much saving here. Becky Lynch nowhere to be seen. This one is going to end it, I think. Samoan drop by Nia Jax. She planted Banks with that one, and there may well be no escape for Sasha Banks. Lynch is actually on the outside, just crawling herself up to her feet. Will she save her opponent? The cover, the count, and yes, she will. And Nia Jax makes her pay for that one. Into the turnbuckle, but a quick counter here. Lynch now, Bexplex to Jax. She got it! That is not a disarmer applied there, though. That is a chin lock there with a knee dug in the back, and Nia Jax is almost like a back statement in some ways. Will she tap out? No. Jax forces her way out of it. Sasha Banks still not responsive. Becky Lynch just sent flying across the ring. Cover there, but Banks is up to her feet now to make the save. And these two women are doing their best to finish off Nia Jax, your shining wizard, and Jax tries to roll outside of the ring, and she gets out of there as well. And these two women continue their fight with one another. Oh, the disarmer! The disarmer! Middle of the ring with nowhere to go. Banks has been in an awful lot of punishment this matchup. Can she escape the disarmer this time? Will she tap out? Is it Jax and Lynch next week? Is it going to be that? Yes, it will! Jax made the save, but it was too late. Sasha Banks tapped out. Becky Lynch and Nia Jax meet in 2 weeks' time to determine the #1 contender to the Smackdown Live Women's Championship. That is what happens when you make a mistake. Lynch and Banks were too focused on one another instead of Jax at crucial points when they could have put her away. And because of that, Sasha Banks is now out of this one. Becky Lynch progresses, but 2 weeks from now, she's got to face the big woman in Nia Jax by herself. And that is a matter that is going to be way easier said than done. It's going to be a tough road for Lynch to overcome Jax in 2 weeks. But when you think about all the heart and the drive that Lynch possesses and how badly she wants to become SmackDown Live Women's Champion again, it could become a reality. We'll find out in 2 weeks' time. But coming up next, it is time for maybe a little bit of relaxation, maybe a singles matchup up next. Jay Lethal goes one-on-one against John Cena. This one should be a bit of an interesting one between these two men, Jay Lethal and Cena. Both men looking for a bit of an opportunity here, and the SmackDown Live Committee has given it to them. Lethal, of course, was a victim of the attacks by Cesaro last week, following their what seemed like a respectful matchup, and then that just flung itself out of the window relatively quickly. Oh my god, he's here again. Cesaro proving this was more than just a one-off. He's got a personal vendetta against Jay Lethal. Steel cheering at the back of Lethal now, and Cesaro is picking up the pieces from last week. This is a vile act here by Cesaro of all people. I never would have expected him to do something like this. Jay Lethal, completely taken from behind, had no idea this was going on. And Cesaro will continue what he started last week. Lethal sent into the ring here. This ain't the match we were expecting, and this ain't the match we're gonna get. And Cesaro now has Lethal in his clutches, and he's just gonna embarrass him. Throwing him around the place now. Cesaro in no good mood, especially after what we saw with him earlier. Especially after his loss to Kota Ibushi. And Jay Lethal, of all people, has to be the one to know it. Cesaro, what has gone into this man to resort to actions like this? I don't even know, but this is harder than Cesaro than everyone once knew and respected. Cesaro, his old ways trickling back into him. Gut-wrench suplex, and he's dumped down. Well, as Cesaro is now split away from Jay Lethal, and Lethal is given time to try and get up to his own feet. We have to move on from this one. Cesaro, Jay Lethal, unfinished matters between those two for whatever reason. They're at each other's throats. Or Cesaro, rather, is at Jay Lethal's throat. But that is not going to get in the way of what comes up next. That is not going to get in the way of this one. It is our main event, and it is time to finish business. Up next, CM Punk and Bobby Fish. The WWE Championship on the line. The match to decide the fate of the title. It is down to this one. Can CM Punk win his now 6th WWE, his 6th world title in this universe, and finally perhaps send Fish on his way? Or will Fish keep that title around his waist and make sure that Punk doesn't head into the grandest stage of them all with the title around his waist? A match at WrestleMania is on the line, but more importantly, the WWE Championship is on the line. These two women are going to fight it out for it next. And we are finally at that hour. The time has finally arrived for this matchup to come. Punk asked for it last week, and he got his wish. Now tonight, we see if he can act on it. Now tonight, we see if CM Punk can make his dream a reality and become a WWE Champion, or a World Champion in any regards, for a 6th time. 3-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Champion, CM Punk with a new look as well. Growing his hair out and his sideburns out over this last week as he's had to wait, as he's had to train. You gotta imagine that's what Punk's been doing more than anything. Grueling training to prepare him for this one. To get him ready for CM Punk. To get him ready for Bobby Fish, rather. CM Punk, though, is as ready as he can possibly be for this one. And make no mistake about it, Bobby Fish is in for a tough match here. Maybe the toughest bout of his tenure as WWE Champion so far. It could well be. I'm not 100% sure on that claim, though. But CM Punk, for certain, is going to make sure that he will take this title away from Fish and make sure that nothing can stop him. We heard the words from Heyman as well. There'll be no Paul Heyman, no Dangerous Alliance, no Brock Lesnar. This is a straight fight to the finish between these two men for that WWE Championship. This is all about what it means to be champion, and both these men are going to do their best to make sure that they are the champion at the end of the night. Bobby Fish comes towards the ring here. Look at the attention to focus on his face. This isn't this isn't an overconfident Fish who's feeling in his element. This is the Bobby Fish that held the title for nearly 400 days. This is the Bobby Fish that, for as vile and disgusting of a human being as he is one of the best wrestlers out there. You don't hold a title for almost 400 days by luck, and Bobby Fish has proven that to be the case. If he beats CM Punk here tonight in the ring with no outside interference, no distractions, no cheap shots, Fish shows why he truly is one of the best. I call him the best technical wrestler in the world. I don't respect him one bit, but I know it's true. And if he wins here tonight, he proves that point to be true even further. Punk cannot wait for this matchup to begin. He has had to have this thought running through his mind since the Royal Rumble, getting his hands back on that man opposite him, getting that shot at the WWE Championship, and even getting that belt around his waist once more. But Bobby Fish, you know, will do everything that he can to stop this from becoming reality. Fish wants that title by his side for his entire life, and he will happily let that be the case. And as I said, there's a WrestleMania match on the way as well between, for whoever wins, they get to defend the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. So it is all down to who will win this one. It is really crunch time for a Mania matchup, but it is crunch time for the WWE Championship. Punk in one corner, Fish in the other. The bell rings, and we are underway in this one. And Punk goes right for Fish. Make no mistake about it, there's no respect, there's no collar elbow tie-ups, there's no feeling out process. These two men just want to kill each other in the name of the WWE Championship. Here goes Punk now, unloading away on Bobby Fish right from the get-go, and he's already sending the champion to the outside here. CM Punk has wasted little time in getting things going and getting them going at 100 miles an hour. Fish trying to recover. No dive, suicide dive! Punk has wasted little time in this one. If there's one thing that is certain, CM Punk wants his WWE Championship back by any means. But that was so early in the matchup that Fish still has a lifeline. He still is well in this bout. And he is letting Punk know that by sending him into the announce table twice there. These men are going at 100 miles an hour from the get-go because they want that title as bad as anything. They want it more than all they can have words to describe. But the same rules apply. Countouts, disqualifications, they're all in effect in this one. However, I highly doubt, in a case as personal and as heated as this one, that Punk will resort to such measures. Look at how Fish turns this match around in his own way. How he makes sure to dictate the pacing of this matchup. Slows it down with a chin lock. Punk, though, quickly out of that one. Quickly up to his feet as well, but quickly in the clutches of Fish, who works his magic. Takes him down there and holds after the leg. Taking away those kicks from CM Punk now. In the best way that he possibly can. Also trying to make this more of a bout that'll be tackled on the ground. And if that's the case, then advantage Bobby Fish for certain. Great Samoan drop there by Fish. And now he's got Punk on the apron, who's trying to recover here, trying to get back up to his feet. Punk, though, with a hard forearm shot to counter Bobby Fish there. And has an opening to capitalize in the ring. Puts him up on his shoulders and brings him down there. With a Samoan driver into the cover to win the title, maybe. Oh, Fish kicked out. Late 2 count already, though. But Fish is still countering pretty damn sharpish. Oh, in the ribs there with that one. I'd imagine after 2 F5s following the Royal Rumble, CM Punk's ribs were in abstract agony, but he's had a month to recover now. CM Punk has got to be at the best of his game, but so has Bobby Fish. We haven't seen Fish on Smackdown since he won the title at the Rumble. And Fish goes up to that top rope now, and he'll look to fly. No, he decides against it. Punk was getting up to his feet there. would be very unorthodox from Fish. Not all the time we see him go to that top rope. And you see the way in which he's trying to pace this matchup against Punk. But Punk is having none of it either. Big forearm shot there to create another chance for himself. Punk twists him round. Neck breaker there. CM Punk now the one who has control in this matchup for the first time in a while, to be fair as well. And oh my god, Punk is going to look to close it out. Punk is going to look to become champion again, right here, right now. CM Punk, go to sleep! And that cover on Fish that follows. One. Oh my god. 1 count on the WWE Champion. CM Punk has just been told that you need a lot to become champion against this man. Fish denies the chance for victory right there. And oh, keeps going. High kick in the head. And again, Punk has to roll away. He is being outclassed here in more ways than one is CM Punk. Sure, he had that go to sleep, but Bobby Fish is in his element right now. This is what happens when you take a month to recoup. This is what happens when you take a month to recover and to train as much as you like again. This is when you have to deal with Bobby Fish at his peak. And Punk is very quickly learning how difficult that is to overcome. Fish now going to make him pay for it. Brainbuster on the knee. And we know what follows. And it could be a trip to WrestleMania for Bobby Fish, but not for CM Punk. Up on the shoulders, pops him off. Fish hook. And the cover that follows suit. 1, 2. CM Punk got that shoulder up at 2, and Bobby Fish is enraged at it. He would have hoped that that was enough to put this one away. Both men have endured a finisher of the others now. But look at the difference. Fish kicked out of the go to sleep at 1. Punk took until 2 to kick out of the fish hook. In the turnbuckle we go now, and it certainly goes Punk. High knee, running bulldog. Punk into a cover right after it. He wants to become champion more than anything, but Fish is still denying him. What more can Punk think of here? Punk's got something in mind. He's calling up to his feet, and it may well be no, it won't be. Anaconda Vice. Anaconda Vice locked in for title number 6. Can he guarantee himself WWE title number 6 here by making Fish tap out? Or is it not to be? Fish won't give in here to this Anaconda Vice at all. And he kicks his way out of it. Incredible by Fish to get himself out of that one. I don't know how he did it, but he is still hanging in there. CM Punk trying almost everything to regain that title, but on this night, Bobby Fish is doing everything in his power to deny it. Counter now by Punk again. And Fish with a reversal in tow. Oh, these two men are bringing out some of the very best in one another. The back and forth counters making this match so open. But Fish has had his chances to counter every move. Fish has been able to counter a lot more moves than Punk, and has been able to maintain control in the matchup longer than Punk. Irish whip now into the turnbuckle. There goes to show the point again about how Fish is able to maintain control here. Punk with a counter though. And again going to that neck breaker. Punk is trying to make sure there's no opportunity in this matchup now for Fish to allow himself back in it. Trying to close out all possible doors of a Bobby Fish comeback. Single underhook suplex there to hoof Fish up and over. CM Punk is now resorting to any method here to regain that title. And including maybe a smart one, going after the legs, taking away the fish hook. Denying the chance for that devastating kick to win Bobby Fish this matchup and to keep the title around his waist. CM Punk now. Oh, look at that. Overhead suplex there. Fish is now in deep trouble. Punk is just hitting move after move to no response, but there it is. There's the response from Fish finally. And the cover that follows it and the count that follows only gets one. Bobby Fish, though, is feeling a little in his element. He is feeling confident, but when does confidence turn to cockiness? And when does it cost you a WWE Championship? That could be, or we're about to find out in this one. What a counter by Fish! Fish goes after the legs of Punk now, looking to take away the vertical stance the Punk can have, and looking to take away the stance he can have to hit the go to sleep as well. Taking out the knee of CM Punk. Another cover here on Punk. This Fish knows he ain't going to win the matchup with these covers, but he's wearing down Punk with every one that passes. He's getting more out of him, and he's fatiguing him with every one that passes as well. That's what Fish wants. Fish now in the turnbuckle. Exploder suplex to Punk. CM Punk now the one unable to respond to what Bobby Fish has planned here. And he pulls out the counter there and he attacks the arm of the WWE Champion. God, these two men have tried everything against one another and they still can't finish the job here. Falcon Arrow, and look at this. Crawls himself up to the top rope to CM Punk, and Punk's going to deliver the elbow. That's all of Punk's signature and finisher repertoire delivered. Can it bring him out title number 6? No! Fish kicks out. And as CM Punk stands there, he's got to contemplate what's next. He has tried almost everything against this man, and Fish is still fighting, and a swinging, and a clubbering. Fish turns him around again here. He's got something in mind with Punk. He tried for it before, and Punk countered it. Now, though, Fish can do whatever he wants, and Fish is going to top rope. I think I know what it is. Falcon Arrow superplex! And right into the cover for the title. There's one, and oh my goodness me. Punk is still kicking out at 1. Bobby Fish and CM Punk have thrown everything and the kitchen sink at one another. But they still cannot finish this one. Punk moves out of the way of that attempted kick though. Has an opening from behind. Back suplex here and he gets all of it. And an elbow drop that follows on Bobby Fish. And another one for good measure. Can CM Punk close out this matchup sooner rather than later? Can he deny Bobby Fish another chance back in this one? Is it going to be ball game for Bobby Fish and his WWE title reign here? Punk is honing in the strikes but is finding it difficult to capitalize. And Fish has just made him pay for it. Gut check by Fish. You give him a window, the tiniest window, and Fish will open it wide and take full advantage of it. And he's just done that on Punk. Fish hook! And will that be the one that ends this one? Does that close? Is Fish about to overcome CM Punk? 1, 2, he's done it! Bobby Fish beats CM Punk. There was no Dangerous Alliance, no Paul Heyman, no Brock Lesnar. Bobby Fish just did that by himself. You don't have to like him, but you have to respect what this man is capable of. Bobby Fish retains the title here tonight in perhaps the toughest way imaginable, in a straight fight against CM Punk, but he finished him, and credit where credit's due, it only took 2 fish hooks. CM Punk couldn't do it. He could not finish what so many others have been unable to as well. Bobby Fish remains champion, and now we wonder, what is next for Bobby Fish? I think CM Punk's got a date with Brock Lesnar coming up. But what is next for Fish? Where does he go from here with this one? Oh my god. No, no. No, 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 no. Have we just found the answer to Bobby Fish's question? It's the Rainmaker! It's Kazuchika Okada! It's the Royal Rumble winner! And he's on Smackdown Live! Fish's answer has been given! Okada's answer has been given! We wondered, where would he go? What would he do? Who would he face at WrestleMania? And the answer is standing right in front of us! Okada's on Smackdown Live! Okada is going after Fish! And you cannot tell me otherwise that this isn't the case. This was just about Bobby Fish, but this is Okada's time, Okada's ring, and it just became Okada Smackdown Live in one flip of the coin. Kazuchika Okada is here. He's inviting Fish into the ring to make it official. He's inviting Fish in, and they stand face to face, because we know what is next for these two men. That is what we call WrestleMania between these two. Okada points to the crowd, and oh, Fish! Fish responds with a kick in the gut there. A low blow even to Okada. Fish is trying to stay on top of the mountain, but Okada with a counter. Okada with a counter, and he's going to make Fish pay. He is going to make him pay. Consider the date sealed. Rainmaker! Put it in your calendars and note it down. April 8th, WrestleMania's main event is sealed. Kazuchika Okada and Bobby Fish for the WWE Championship. Okada wants it. At WrestleMania, will he get it? Is this the end of Fish's empire?